break, we're watching our CWL Dallas Open MVP accuracy. This man has used the FG42 more often than not this weekend. As he'll land that first date, it's 4 straight kills for TK, a flawless start for them.
And TK have been 7-1 in hardpoint here this weekend. They've been lights out. I mean, I know they haven't dropped any maps at all, but in hardpoint specifically, they have been phenomenal.
And that just shows the power of the FG42 right there. Still one of the better long-range assault rifles in competitive Call of Duty. For those at home trying to keep track of these 4 men on Rise Nation, they just had some roster changes a few short weeks ago. TJ, Halley, and Looney remain on the team. Methods, though, comes on over, as well as Gunless, who hopped over from Echo Fox. And Maven, I think they vastly improved, and it showed in that 1-2K victory they had.
Yeah, no, it really has. They've been stellar. Like you mentioned, a lot of guys going into that. But Methods, I think right now, if you're talking just respawn KD, is at a 1.26, which is tied for second with Formal. So he's been fantastic throughout this event. You can see why his stock was so high going into that roster mania right before the event.
Well, we're on board now with Methods as TK get wiped 4 dead on the rotation, and that's a great start for Rise Nation, who looked to mount this comeback. Currently down by 30. They know all 4 players must be hitting from this back bridge side. DJ challenges 1, weakens a second. Methods now in a beautiful position to lock down this lane as Rise Nation continue to break down that deficit.
All Methods there. Picking up 1, trying to get to the power position up top. Nice shots there to line up 1. I believe earns a couple of streaks there with that kill, and his teammates able to follow it up. So Rice, despite the fact they were in a little bit of an early deficit, starting to claw back in.
And so many more FG42s than we've seen so far this weekend, Maven. It must be maybe a chance for them to try to counter the likes of accuracy. But so far, it's been a much more STG/bar-heavy weekend. Not the case here.
Yeah, this is a map in general that you're going to see primarily either the FG or the STG. Just because there's a lot of long sight lines, you're going to have a lot of those long AR battles, which isn't the case for a lot of the hardpoint maps. So we'll see who gets the edge throughout it. Just taking a look at who's starting off strong. Kenny of Team Kaliber at 9-5. TJ on the other side at 9-6.
When isn't Kenny doing well?
Yeah, right.
I think it's the case here. Kenny looking to be the first player on his team to eclipse 10 kills. Right now it is TK with a 10-second lead, and you remember those 2 streaks Method did earn earlier on could come into play as we move towards that middle street hard point. Continuing on though in this game, Rise Nation have fought back from that early deficit and have now taken the lead.
Yep, they got the spawns here for Bunker, doing a hell of a job racking up time. An ugly gunfight and a team kill comes in the midst of that. Kenny just trying to be a nuisance here out front. See if he can get inside and contest, but a 2-piece from TJ slows it down. Unfortunately for TJ, everybody getting wiped off the board by Chino and accuracy. That's 3 kills for Chino, allowing them to bust in the front and flip the spawns out.
Not only 3 kills, but also a break on the hill to get the scrap time, which should get the game to exactly even. Chino, though, still trying to work on those streaks, and this is key. Can he stay alive in this area of cover? Unfortunately not. Methods recognizes they've got to cut down Chino. He does just that, so no streaks will be earned by TK. Methods, ironically enough, was the player earlier on from Rise Nation who earned those score streaks, which I'm expecting him to use here quite soon on this middle street if needed, or on the rotation towards that cave hard point.
Well, right now Rise has control of the cabin side of the map. They're trying to rack up what time they can. Feeling each other out right now is no one picking up any time as we're still sitting at basically a deadlock. 3 kills, though, go the way of TK. Gunless here, the lone man to try and make a play.
And right now, these 2 teams have been so evenly matched, Maven. I'm kind of wondering which of the players having a slow game in Looney on Rise Nation, who's 4-11, or Theory, who just got his 5th kill. He had the same scoreline just a moment ago. Who's going to turn up first? And I think once one of them does, their team will pull away.
But those are also the 2 players, you know, on either side that kind of do the dirty work, right? They're the undervalued guys at times. They're not going to drop you huge slaying numbers usually, trying to pick up the entry kills. I'm not shocked sometimes to see them start a little slow.
Well, what's funny is you mentioned that. I mean, at least Theory has a minute in the hard point. Looney's got 7 seconds. He's triple negative. He's got the least amount of time on his team. I mean, if he does anything else to help Rise Nation here, I think we have a different score line. At the end of our first rotation, though, it's only a 13-second difference. The first streak of the game used there by Methods.
And it actually ends up being a big kill because Kenny, I think, was only about 150 off picking up some streaks.
Yep.
So he actually connects with him, makes sure he's not going to be able to get the streaks, also clears him out of the hard point. So good use there for Methods to make a play. 35 seconds now remaining on K.
If this game remains this close, Kenny is on pace for 50-plus kills on this map. Again, we'll see if he can keep that up. It would be absolutely ridiculous. A very scrappy game so far. Only 82-75. As we will see the rotation come in here towards Ruins. Nice shots for the moment, but Kenny does cut down TJ.
And we'll have to keep an eye on rotation. I believe Methods is the one soaking up the final time of the hard point, but he's also on a 4 streak. So as he rotates over, is he going to be able to pick up a couple of kills? He's actually going to call in the fighter pilot.
I like this, though, because look at how close he is to earning more. He doesn't want to double up. One more kill will earn him a second. You might as well use it on the rotation there. Give your chance, a team a better chance of breaking on it.
Well, exactly. I mean, I know it doesn't lead to much, but the thought process there, instead of your team being in a 3v4 on rotation because you're in the last hard point, the fighter pilot turns into a 4v4
yeah.
if he's actually able to find a couple of kills. But for right now, it's going to be Team Kaliber inside, and yet another lead change. Methods of Rise Nation holding mid-map with this FG.
Oh, this is one of those awkward moments, right? He wants to go in and flood with his teammates. Unfortunately, they all die. He's trying to stay alive middle, and after all that time, it's Chino actually cutting him down. So that's probably the worst case scenario on rotation for Rise. You use the fighter pilot because you're worried about doubling up on it. You don't even break the hill. Then your guy who's 1 kill off of 2 streaks doesn't even earn that streak. You can't break from the front. TK are still in control of the spawns. As this map goes on, Maven, if TK win it, it's because of this set of events right here.
Yeah, it's a phenomenal set of like 90 seconds, right?
Yeah.
You're gonna get all this time in Ruins, practically uncontested for a lot of it, and you've got the back. But this is gonna be the big gunfights here. Chino getting pressured inside, a team kill from Gunless. Thankfully, he gets 2 on Team Kaliber as well, allows them to push out the back. It's the Bell spawn now for Team Kaliber. They're gonna try to fight across, but suddenly what looks so sweet for Team Kaliber quickly flipped on its head to Rise Nation.
Yeah, and you can see TK still flooding that back side of the map. Gunless knows this, he'll fall back, play the deep angle. Looney still a quiet game from him. Only 9 and 20. Gunless gets challenged there by Kenny. The aggressive submachine gun play continues to pay off. He's now 25 and 15.
Yeah, and I thought for a moment, once Rise got them spawning out Bell, they get the control of back a bunker, they'd be able to hold that down, but TK continues to flood and flood. They win that, and they're able to rack up some time. TJ now pushing through the backup bunker, only 20 seconds remaining on this hard point. He's able to gun 1, but quickly traded out there by accuracy, Jack.
Can we swap to accuracy for a moment? I want to see how close he is to these streaks. So, okay, about the same amount that Methods was on the rotation last time, and he dies right there. So good job by both teams negating these streaks, putting their focus and attention towards those players close to earning those score streaks.
Well, here we go for now. Rise Nation, yet again in control of the cabin side of the map. But look at this, a bit of a split spawn coming in. It's a bridge spawn now for Team Kaliber. Gunless gonna have to quickly turn and swap. Unfortunately, it's a nade that soars in. But now you've got cabin control and you have them spawning bridge. You should be able to turn this into some time if you're Rise Nation. You need to get somebody in the hard point.
Yeah, exactly. They need someone in the hill. That's the case. Finally, they do get someone on through. I think there was hesitation because they don't actually have, you know, the likes of Armored on. They're still rocking just Hunker, worried about stuns coming on in. Either way, though, TK's large lead of 60 seconds, now down to just 40. And with 30 seconds still remaining on this middle hill, Rise Nation are at a good spot, but Chino does flip on out, and he'll shoot 2 players in the back to relieve some of this pressure.
You get a decent amount of time here on the tail end of this road hard point. And you get some big kills of field. You're going to set up your Kenny.
This is huge from Kenny.
Yeah,
Broken in and gotten the player off of that cabin area where only his head can be seen behind that cover. So now TK will have a lane they can flood through to contest this next hard point. But as I say that, Kenny dies. Thankfully, Theory picks up on it. TK making sure there's no one here from Rise Nation will be key as they look to break into this new hill.
Oh, Theory playing here on the wall, trying to tag up shots into Gunless. Not an easy gunfight whatsoever. For now, it'll be TJ in the hard point, trying to rack up some time. He's nearing 60 engagements through this one at 30 and 28. Theory tries to go in, but it's big kills from Looney and TJ. Rise still going to hold strong here in Cave. If they can continue to hold, we might see yet another lead change here in the match.
Looney's begun to turn things around in this comeback we've seen from Rise Nation. Looney was 9 and 20, now 19 and 26. Rise from down by 60, now down by just 10, and they're still in control of the Cave Hill. TK trying to do everything they can to nade it out. Hell, if you're Rise at this point, you don't care if you give up the scrap time. You rotate towards Ruins, you get a couple clutch kills here, and the comeback will finally be cemented.
Well, this is big. You're going to have a gunfight, I believe, between Methods and Theory. It's Methods able to get the better of him, and you'll see how far then he spawns out. Theory spawns all the way back out near old. He's going to wrap back. This should be nice opening time here for the side of Rise Nation as they get a perfect sweep across the board.
This is what we saw earlier on. The first time he rotated towards Ruins, it was Methods in this exact position. They let TJ surge forward with this SMG to get kills like that. Methods just focuses his attention towards mid-Ruins. Unfortunately there, it's Kenny, the powerful submachine gun from TK, who cuts down 2. He'll challenge a 3rd. Nice pre-fire by Looney to cut him down in a 2-piece onto accuracy. These 2 teams so evenly matched right now, Maven. Still only separated by 10, but as I say that, it's 4 dead on Rise Nation.
And Kenny, a big part of why that opens up. Yeah, I know it's the rest of his team that then gets the 4 down and gets the break, but if Kenny doesn't get those 2 kills, and at least distract the 3rd in the hard point, that break is not possible. They end up getting in it. and racking up some time. TK holding strong in ruins.
And Maven, this was the exact recipe for success for TK when they won so many hard points back at the CWL Dallas Open. A lot of people will critique an SMG player for only having 8 seconds in the hard point, but this is Kenny's job. Him and Looney are playing a very similar role. Look at the difference in KD right now. Kenny doing a better job of getting those entry kills, letting his ARs push forward, and because of that, TK still have this lead. Rise Nation, though, in control of bunker.
This is a big hold. You need a giant chunk of this time to claw back into
look at that
your
spawn.
Rise.
Look at the spawn from Gunless. He's so far out, Kenny. Broken on in. That's what I'm talking about. That's what makes him a world-class player. Runs on in, kills 2 by himself, and now TK are going to look to secure the map right here.
That's just too easy, man. Kenny making everything look easy, and now trying to close it out. Just 10 or so more points needed here to win the game. Chino peeking out left. Theory hitting from the front. Finally able to win the one-on-one. There's one more player that can try to get in. It's TJ that'll have to try and make a play as he soars. Not able to win it. Still TK holding. Haven't closed it out yet. 15 seconds remaining in bunker.
Kenny at front gets 2 more. They're still surging on in. TK just need 4 more seconds. The pinch from Fury is there. The break, and it looks like it will be the win. TK, strike first.
Basically close from the get-go, Jack. A back-and-forth battle, so many lead changes, but what stood out for you the most for Team Kaliber?
Kenny.
What was the edge there?
Kenny, I mean...
Yeah, he said it a couple times throughout. He was masterclass.
There was a bunch of 2 pieces from accuracy. That right there, that was TK not skipping a beat from when they won the CWL Dallas Open. Simple as that. It is what made them champions earlier this year. It's what's keeping them on top of the game right now. It's why they were perfect in pools, and as you said, 8-1 now in hardpoint this weekend. And
then we talk about them in searches where it gets scary. We know we're going to Arden. I know they've lost once this weekend, but overall, what are they, 10-1, something in that ballpark?
Ben said it's like 12-1.
12-1. They've been very, very good. And you look at it, Kinney, he was so good in that hardpoint, he has a 1.78 in search and destroy. Accuracy, a 1.64 in search and destroy. Like, they've been lights out, man. There were some people that thought maybe accuracy, the MVP, falls off a little bit. Maybe it was a great debut from Kenny, but he doesn't keep it up. They absolutely have, having more.
Kenny's the best submachine gun player in Call of Duty World War II.
I mean, right now, it's kind of hard to argue.